So when we come into a key level, we don't know if it's going to be a support or resistance, right? We have no idea. So let's say we come into the level like this. Now, if we break above and we retest like this, right, we don't know if it's going to be a support or resistance. The market leaves clues on what it's done in the past. It's our job to read those clues, i.e. read price action, and then make a decision based off what the markets are showing us. So we're reacting to what the markets are showing us. We're not trying to predict anything. So psychology in itself is overrated if you're trying to predict the market, right? Your job isn't to predict, your job is to react. So if you're trying to predict, you have a strategy problem, not a psychology problem. So you can have the best psychology in the world, you can be patient, but if you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know what to be patient for, it's difficult to form an edge. So in this case, we had the negative delta, right? So here delta was minus 600, which means there's more aggressive, just going to write AGG, more aggressive sellers. Now, if you think about it like this, if there's a lot of aggressive sellers here and we shoot up above the level like this, so let's say we shoot up above the level, what does that show you about all these aggressive sellers? So these aggressive sellers are what we call, they failed, right? They're trapped, they failed, they've been absorbed. So that is what we saw over here. So if you're trying to trade lower time frames, let me clear up the charts. If you're trying to trade lower time frames, you need to know where sellers are getting in, where sellers are getting out. So in this case, we see sellers unable to sustain lower prices, right? Sellers are present. We see a lot of aggressive sellers, but they're unable to break below the level, right? We break above once and we break above twice. So this is what confirms the break as being a strong break to the upside. It is being supported by buyers. So what do I mean by being supported by buyers? So what we see is we see these aggressive buyers, right? We see positive delta here, here, here. We see a lot of positive delta that is being rewarded with follow through. Follow through meaning we break above the level. What's also interesting is aggressive buyers are succeeding, but also aggressive sellers are failing, which means there's passive buyers propping up in this zone, right? So all these aggressive sellers over here, they've been essentially exhausted. They haven't been rewarded. They've been exhausted. They haven't been successful, which means that the zone itself is being supported by passive buyers. So this is what's important to understand. This is the fundamental shift I'm trying to make in the industry, where if you understand who is in control at key levels, you're less likely to blame psychology for not having an edge, which is the biggest pet peeve of mine having in the industry. If you can read buyers and sellers at key levels, I'm not saying you'll have a perfect strike rate or 100% win rate. You never will. No one does. But if you cannot read buyers and sellers at key levels, or you're relying on anything else other than buyers and sellers, that is not a psychology problem that you're up against. That is a strategy problem, right? There is a difference between